Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. This is Miss Aisha Anwar from Biotic Academy. Hope you people are in good health. Today we are going to discuss about the importance and need of transport system in humans. Now, if we think about the transport system in humans, we need to understand about the complex system of blood, vessels, and heart, which is spread out throughout the body of humans in order to perform the following tasks. Number one, transport of nutrients to each and every cell. As we have understood previously that digestion occurs in the stomach and absorption occurs in the small intestine. Now, how that absorbed food will transport to each and every cell of the body, that basically depends on transport system, and this transport system is helpful in transporting all the absorbed nutrient to each and every cell of the body. Second purpose of this transport system is that we need to get rid of our waste products which are being produced in each and every cell of the body as a result of metabolic activity. So to pick up those excretory products from the cells and to take them towards the relevant excretory organs of the body, that is also being done with the help of the transport system. So as we know that we are the living organism which are having complex cellular organization, we are multicellular. We cannot depend on diffusion for the transport of material. So we need to have a complex transport system in our body. This complex transport system is basically called as circulatory system. Circulatory system in humans composed of the following structures. Number one, heart. That is important to keep the blood running throughout the body. It's a pumping organ which pumps the blood around the body, so the blood keeps on flowing to each and every part of the body. Second is the blood, that is the liquid which is flowing through the vessels around the body, which is basically picking the waste product from the cells and delivering the nutrients to each and every cell of the body. Third one is the network of blood vessels or tubes which are carrying blood around the body and performing their task. As a human, we need to have a transport system which is very efficient, and the blood should be with high speed so that each and every cell can get the nutrients and can get rid of the excretory product at a faster speed. So in order to cope up with the requirement of the body, we have a system of double circulatory system in our body. This double circulatory system has immense importance in the body with reference to the transport, as the system of double circulatory system basically help the body to retain a pressure of blood throughout the body. How it will helpful to retain a pressure of blood? It is like that we need to have nutrients and glucose and oxygen to each and every cell of the body at a faster speed. So this double circulatory system make it possible for the blood to keep flowing in the vessels at a faster speed by visiting the heart twice in a single circuit. Now here we can see this through this diagram. The circuit of circulation is basically divided into two paths, the pulmonary circuit and the systemic circuit. What is pulmonary circuit and what is systemic circuit? Pulmonary circuit is basically the circuit of blood flow from the heart towards the lungs and then from the lungs back to the heart. In this circuit, the pressure of the blood is low. Blood pressure is low in this circuit. Why it is so that the pressure of blood is low in this circuit and how it is important? Basically, this pressure, low pressure of the blood helps the oxygen to get inside the blood from the lungs and help the carbon dioxide to get out of the blood into the lungs. Means it helps to perform efficient gaseous exchange. Efficient gaseous exchange is possible with low blood pressure in the lungs. So this low blood pressure basically helps the process of exchange, gaseous exchange very efficiently. And now after the exchange of gases, the blood which is coming back towards the heart is rich in oxygen with low carbon dioxide concentration. Now this is the pulmonary circuit in which we are looking at the presence of lungs in the circuit. Now when the blood come back towards the heart, it is rich in oxygen and it is low in carbon dioxide. Now then again the blood is being pumped by the heart towards the body, which is a long journey, and this journey is basically called systemic circuit. Now the pressure with which the heart pumps the blood out of the heart towards the body is basically is very high. It makes the flow of blood very fast, very quick, so that the blood can be capable enough to meet the resistance by the cells or tissues of the body and to reach every cell of the body efficiently. So in this circuit, systemic circuit, the pressure of blood is very high because the blood is being pumped by the left ventricle of the heart with a high pressure, and that makes the blood to reach to each and every cell of the body efficiently. So this double circulatory system basically help us to keep the blood flowing in the body and to allow the nutrients to reach each and every cell of the body efficiently, and the waste product to get out of the cell and to come back towards the heart so that they can go out of the body through their relevant excretory organs. Now if we look at the detail of this double circulatory system, we have to understand the structure of heart. What is heart? Heart is a pumping organ which is keep on pumping throughout the life of an individual, and the purpose of heart is to keep the blood flowing throughout the vessels. Now as I have explained you that we are having double circulatory system, and the double circulatory system makes sure that the blood is retaining its high pressure in the blood vessels so that it can keep flowing. Now if we look at the structure of heart, this is basically the LS of heart, where we can see the chambers of heart and the system, how the blood is going out of the heart, how it is coming back towards the heart, and then how it's again going out of the heart. First, the journey of blood, if we start discussing, we will start from right atrium. Now right atrium is basically the beginning point of our journey. In this right atrium, the blood basically deoxygenated blood. What is deoxygenated blood? The blood which is less in carbon dioxide, more in carbon dioxide and less in oxygen, is basically considered as the deoxygenated blood, is being collected from the body. Superior vena cava is bringing blood from the head and neck region, and inferior vena cava is basically bringing the blood from the posterior part of the body, and then before entering to the heart they will merge and then they will form a vena cava, and through right atrium, from the vena cava the blood will enter into the right atrium, that is the first chamber of the heart. Now in this right atrium the blood will fill in, and at the same time the next part of the heart, as we know that the heart is composed of 4 chambers: right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle and left ventricle. When the blood is filling, deoxygenated blood is filling in from the vena cava into the first right atrium of the heart, at the same time the left atrium is also getting filled with the oxygenated blood which has come from the lungs after oxygenation. So at both sides of the heart, the blood is basically getting in, filling in their chambers. The right chamber here in the right side, and the left chamber here in the left side. The right atrium and the left atrium, they both are getting filled with the blood at the same time. Simultaneously the process occurring over here. When the blood are basically filling in both of the chamber, at that time there is a valve you can see over here that is called tricuspid valve. This valve is closed at that time at both of the places. Here this atrioventricular valve or bicuspid valve will get closed until the blood is getting filled in these both chambers. When the blood is completely filled in these chambers, now they will start putting or exerting a pressure on these valves, and these valves will open and the blood will rush into the next part of the heart, that is the ventricle. Here the blood will enter into the right ventricle, and in this part the blood will enter into the left ventricle. Now when the blood reach into these respective chambers, these valves will again now close themselves so that it will avoid the backway flow of the blood when the ventricle will start squeezing the blood. Now they will close themselves, and now it's the time of ventricle to start contracting. Now these ventricles will start contracting, and then they will start sending the blood out of the heart. Right ventricle will send the blood out of the heart through pulmonary artery. Through pulmonary artery, it will send the blood towards lungs for oxygenation. And here in this chamber, the blood from the left ventricle will push out through aorta to rest of the body. Aorta will send the blood to rest of the body with high pressure. Now this is basically a complete journey that the blood from here, from the right ventricle, will go towards the lungs, and the blood from left ventricle will go towards the body. This is basically the systematic circuit where the blood is basically coming from the aorta towards the body, towards the posterior part of the body. Now, if we talk about the structure of vessels, structure of muscles in the heart, the cardiac muscles, the left ventricle is quite thick. The muscles of the left ventricle is quite thick as compared to the right ventricle. Why it is quite thick? It is 3 times thick than the right ventricle. Why it is so? Because it has to exert a high pressure in pushing the blood out of the heart so that it can reach to each and every cell of the body and can overcome the resistance of the body tissues and the muscles. So it has to be very thick as compared to the right ventricle. Now this is the journey of heart, and in this way the blood will keep on flowing throughout the body. Now after oxygenation, the blood will come back towards the heart through pulmonary vein. It will enter into the heart through pulmonary vein. Now this is how the journey completes. Now the 4 chambers are separated from each other in between through a muscle, that is interventricular septum, that separates the right side of the heart from the left side. This is how the structure of heart has been managed, has been created by nature, and it keeps the blood flowing. Now this is basically a complete heart cycle where you can see how diastole, arterial systole, and ventricular systole is basically completing the contraction and relaxation of the different chambers of the heart and keep the blood flowing throughout the body. When tricuspid valve closes and when bicuspid valve closes, and how they send the blood out of the heart so that it can go towards the lung for oxygenation. Now diastole is basically the term used to show the relaxation of the heart chambers, and arterial systole is basically a term used to show the contraction of the atrium, and the ventricular systole is used to show the contraction of the ventricles at different stages of the heart. I hope you understood the topic which we have discussed today about the circulation of blood and the structure of heart. This is Miss Aisha Anwar from Biotic Academy. Take care.